I like that you were mixing it up in front of that pack.
Good.
Where you're at in your training right now, I thought you were in a really good spot running with that group.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you keep that right leg down?
I do.
There you go.
Thank you, Coach.
My journey started in South Africa, where I was born. I'm a South African citizen, and I've always wanted to go to the US to try and pursue different opportunities in running and plant biology, and decided to go to UC Riverside. So after it flowers, it has this big seed pod. There are all the seeds. Some cacti are edible, and we make candy out of them and whatnot. I try to go to the botanical gardens at least once a month. It's also one of the first places I went to as soon as I came to UCR. So all this white stuff is the pollen coming off. My parents are both horticulturists, and I basically grew up in a garden center environment where I was always surrounded by plants. So I really just love plants from a young age, and that's why I got this interest to start growing plants for myself. And me and my brother decided to pursue a hobby when we were 10 years old, and we just started in the backyard growing a few plants and then selling them to our parents. It's nice to see all the plants in a good collection and to see some South African plants that are native to my home country. It's a fun experience. We have some of these, some of the gracillas back home. Almost everything here are things that we grow. It does make me miss home because I do realize how lucky we are to have such great biodiversity in plants. That makes me feel at home when I see something like this, and it makes me proud to be South African. My mom and my dad are usually really excited. They're really happy when I call them. Hello, Ma.
Okay.
A son that has the same interests as they do.
Dis Sempervirums, Portulacaria en dan Gracilla ovata.
And that's something that can keep our bond together. Usually when I get back home and I'm at the airport, I give my parents a big hug. And if Henry's there, I give her a big hug. But when I leave, my mom always cries. And I cry as soon as I go through the gate. She just never sees it. Try and act strong. It's definitely challenging to go to a different country. You're in a new culture and you have to try and adapt to this culture. Everybody is different, and now you come here and it's different food, it's a different language, and you miss the people back home. I've met some really great friends on our team. I live with a few of them, and it can be pretty tough living with people that have different views than you. But we still have a lot of fun and we do fun stuff together. What do you want to have for breakfast? I brought some coffee from home. It's pretty good coffee. Oh, I got my special mug as well. You're such a good chef.
Thank you.
In South Africa, I started running when I was 10 years old. So when we're running, I'm one of the guys that looks around all the time. I never look just in front of me. I don't just run. I look at all the plants and how they're irrigated.
The other night, we were running down our street, and he stopped at a cactus and was like, oh man, this thing's probably 25, 30 years old and had like some black growth on it. He's like, oh, it's got a bacterial infection. He's like, he's a nerd.
My roommates try and buy the best plants they possibly can, and then they ask me for advice on what to buy, and I go with them and we go shopping for plants. Do you have any food?
No, I literally don't.
So these guys, they opened up their houses and their hearts for me to come in, and a lot of them that I feel like we're going to be lifelong friends, even after college. It's cool to have some knowledge about plants and then be able to tell people, because maybe they'll remember that and show it to their kids or to their friends one day. I've walked around here, so I want to see what's inside. I have tried to snoop through the windows before. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So we've got over 75,000 specimens.
Wow. I'm really excited to be here, so yeah. I'm going to hang out here a little bit more. Now that I know what's inside, it's cool. That's really old. There's one that's kind of ripe. You don't see a lot of plant people around, so it's nice to meet someone. Another plant nerd. Wow.
Anyway, that's our oldest specimen.
What I want to become is a plant breeder, and some people would call that a botanist, but I enjoy breeding plants and that's what I want to do. It's an addictive hobby. Everything I need in my major is right here on campus, knowing that it's in the middle of SoCal, it's the perfect area for the industry I want to be in. It's a beautiful campus. There's a lot of people I can talk to with a lot of knowledge in the field. That's something that really drew me to this place. Everything from an athletics perspective is perfect. I got the best facilities, I've got the best coach, and that's all that I'm asking for as a runner. It has started to feel a little bit more like a second home, especially since I'm meeting all these great people. I feel like that's going to be something that would help me throughout my life. UCI is definitely going to be one of those big stepping blocks in my career and something that just propels me in the right direction. I definitely look forward to the next few years to see where this would take me. I'm really happy.